Welcome, everyone. I am Dr. Jeff Johnson, the Laura and Russ Talbot Endowed President and CEO of the ISU Alumni Association. I'm excited to have all of you here to help us honor our 2021 Wallace E. Barron All-University Senior Award recipients. The Wallace E. Barron All-University Senior Award was established in 1968 and is given annually to 7 outstanding seniors who display high character, outstanding achievement in academics and university and community activities, and promise for continuing these exemplary qualities as alumni. The award is named for Wallace E. "Red" Barron, who graduated from Iowa State in 1928 and later served as Director of Alumni Affairs here at Iowa State from 1937 to 1968. To be chosen as one of the 7 students for this award simply speaks volumes about the accomplishments that each of these students has attained. Before we begin today's program, I would like to take a moment to recognize and thank those who nominated our 2021 Wallace E. Barron recipients, as well as those who have mentored and supported our awardees, whether they be a family member, university professor, or staff member, or maybe a friend. We have a number of former Wallace E. Barron recipients joining us virtually today as well. Since 1968, 200 students and former students have been bestowed this honor, so that tells you right there that this is a very special group of individuals. Speaking of former recipients, we were able to recently connect with several former Wallace E. Barron recipients spanning the last 20 years to check in with them and hear what's receiving this honor meant and still means to them today. This pre-recorded video is hosted by Amanda Crawford, who received the Wallace E. Barron Award in 2008. She earned a degree in journalism and mass communications here at Iowa State and was involved in a variety of organizations while she was on campus. Since graduation, she has been pursuing her career in TV news in several locations across the country, even earning an Emmy Award. She currently anchors the morning news at 7 News in Boston, while staying connected to Iowa State everywhere she goes. Amanda caught up with several other former Wallace E. Barron recipients to talk with them about their paths since graduation, what they remembered about their senior year at Iowa State, and what advice they have for our current class of awardees. Please enjoy this video from Amanda.
Hi everyone, I'm Amanda Crawford. Very excited to be joining you today on this special day as you receive the Wallace E. Barron Award. We have some former award recipients joining us, and they're going to talk about what this award means to them, some of their favorite memories from Iowa State, and update us on where their lives are now. So to start off, I think we're going to go around and have everyone give us an update on what they're doing now.
My name is Caitlin Morris. I'm a civil engineer in Kansas City, working for Burns & McDonnell, which is a consulting, engineering, and architecture and construction firm. And so I help with different utilities, trying to produce more clean energy throughout the United States.
Chad, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hi, I'm Chad Harris. I currently serve as the Chief Development Officer for Cornerstones of Care. We're a mental health and behavioral health care agency that serves children and families in communities across Kansas, Missouri, and beyond. Through that capacity, I help with community engagement and fundraising that helps support the 15,000 children and families that we serve every year.
Deepak, would you like to go next?
Yeah, of course. So I finished my Iowa State degree in 2014, and I headed out to UC Berkeley to start my PhD in applied economics, where I focused on the economics of crime and policing. And after 6 long years, I graduated last year, and now I'm a research fellow at the Public Policy Institute of California out in San Francisco, where I do research in policing and crime.
Jessica, would you like to update us on what you're up to?
Absolutely. Hey, everybody. Jessica Crawford. I graduated from Iowa State in 2010. I studied child and family services, and I'm currently based in Des Moines, but I'm a program manager for an international nonprofit, Self-Help International, and I work with a team in Ghana around community development focused on empowering women and girls, agriculture, extension outreach, and nutrition development.
What are some of your fondest memories from Iowa State?
Like the motto of Iowa State, choose your adventure, feels to ring true. I was never really sure about going to Iowa State initially, but I was afforded a lot of opportunities to do things that I wouldn't expect to do elsewhere. In my sophomore year, fellow student Dylan Clark and I were able to create a research project in Tanzania, and then the following summer, I did a project in India doing research in development economics. And actually, that's originally how I started my PhD, is my idea that I was going to be a development economist. And the idea that Iowa State could support me during those adventures was amazing. And then my senior year, those experiences culminated to like presenting Dylan and I's research in Scotland with him. And it's like, wow, we're presenting at a European Space Agency conference. And it just felt like, wow, I'm like 28 now, and I'm looking back, and all my exciting years were definitely when I was at Iowa State.
I kind of feel the same way. I like went to school and it was only an hour away from my home, my backyard, but it opened up way more doors than I was expecting it to, and ended up, going to places all around the world. So I feel like that's something that probably connects us all here. What would be some advice that you would offer the students who are receiving their Wallace E. Barron Award this year?
My advice would be stay connected to Iowa State. I think one thing this last year has taught us is that not everything has to be in person and on campus, and it can be virtual. And it's been neat to see how, while there's been struggles obviously in the last year, and I can only imagine what a senior year is like being in a virtual environment, but to leverage that as a way to stay connected. And kudos to the Alumni Association for the ways in which they've made that possible. And also I'm encouraged by the opportunities that we'll have going forward to connect with Cyclones everywhere in the communities in which you live, be that in the state of Iowa or in other countries or from coast to coast. And there's probably more opportunities to stay connected than you realize. I've been fortunate that through the communities I've lived in over the last 20 years, I've been involved with the alumni clubs in those communities. There's a lot of different ways in which you can stay connected. And not only will you stay connected to your network of Cyclones that you've known as part of your undergraduate experience, but there's a whole alumni world of Cyclones that are exciting folks that are impressive in their careers and in the communities in which they live, that you'll have a chance to connect with as well, and encourage you to do so.
That's really great advice, and leads us into our next question too. Caitlin, what are ways that you stay connected to Iowa State?
Certainly. So both my husband and I decided to become life members of Iowa State. So that was a good step for us to make. Just, it's very easy to stay in touch that way. You get your Visions magazine, you keep it current that way. We do return to campus when we can to tailgate football games, go to basketball games, whatnot. And he also proposed to me on campus, so we like to go visit there on our anniversary and kind of walk down memory lane a bit and walk through Central Campus and reminisce. So we certainly find ways to get back. And both my sisters, my sister Caroline's graduating this May from Iowa State, and then my youngest sister Marianne's a student on campus right now. So it's very easy to stay connected for our family.
Central Campus is just kind of, I think all of us would agree, this magical place that we look back at. I mean, I remember my parents taking me there as a little kid, and then being there as a student, and the Campanile bells, and everything about it is just nostalgic and kind of feels like home. And I think probably always will. Years removed from campus and from your days at college, what does winning this prestigious award mean to you now?
It was a real honor for the award and the recognition, but I think more than anything, it was that being really humbled by the fellow recipients, both that year and as you read about the years past and the years the years since. It was a really good challenge to live up to that and kind of see that standard be set, and really incredible to see the work and the achievements of of those that had also received the award. And same, I think it's really good to remember as a Wallace E. Barron Award recipient that these things are true and you have done some wonderful and incredible things, and to carry that forward with you and not to stop with this, but use it as more of a starting block.
I want to thank you guys all again for taking time out of your very busy schedules to join us and reminisce about days at Iowa State and talk about the importance and the honor of receiving the Wallace E. Barron Award. And then to the recipients this year, on behalf of everyone who joined this conversation today, we'd just like to say congratulations and best of luck moving forward.
Wow, what a great video, Amanda, and you were definitely in your element. Thanks again to all of our former Wallace E. Barron awardees who participated in this video and all former awardees who are watching with us today. Now it is time to recognize each of our 2021 Wallace E. Barron All-University Senior Award recipients. I will be reading an abbreviated bio on each recipient. Please know each has a long list of accomplishments and activities in which they've been involved. Their bios can be found on the Alumni Association's website and linked in the comments section below. Let's recognize our honorees. Data-driven and creative, Ritika Agrawal was recognized in 2019 as one of the country's top 12 media students by the Washington Media Scholars Foundation and represented Iowa State University in the 2019 finals of the Washington Media Scholars Case Competition. On campus, Ritika served as editor-in-chief of Cardinal Eats and is the advertising manager at the Iowa State Daily. She even squeezes in time for undergraduate research while maintaining a place on the dean's list. Truly a global thinker, Ritika loves to connect and network while also opening doors of connection for others. One nominator put it best, Ritika will give things her best and does so in an inclusive and empathetic manner, putting community over self. Congratulations, Ritika, for your outstanding achievements. Jordan Girolamo is the definition of a servant leader. While balancing a taxing course load in construction engineering, Jordan throws himself into student organizations. He has led his fellow classmates in Associated General Contractors, the National Electrical Contractors Association, the Mechanical Contractors Association, and more. Not only has Jordan traveled with these groups to national competitions, but he has also directed each in-service projects. Says one nominator, I have found Jordan to be one of the most honest and hardworking students I've ever known. He is of high character and holds himself and his peers to a challenging level of integrity and diligence. Thank you, Jordan, for everything you've done to make Iowa State a better place for current and future students. Charlie Kohler is a student athlete at Iowa State University, balancing a heavy class load in mechanical engineering while taking the football field as one of Iowa State's most prolific tight ends in the program's history. Charlie has earned many recognitions, including First Team All Big 12 honors and All-American honors, and he is a National Merit Scholar. When he is not playing football, studying, or sleeping, of which he does little, you can find Charlie visiting Mary Gritty Hospital to volunteer or reading to children at a local elementary school. In short, Charlie has a great love for Iowa State and the opportunities that it represents for both himself and Cyclones everywhere. As one of his nominators wrote, he shows up with incredible energy every day to make himself and his fellow teammates and classmates better. Congratulations, Charlie, on the impact you have made on Iowa State University. Zach Lease is passionate about promoting agriculture. Says one nominator, Zach is an extremely bright, driven, and thoughtful individual. Furthermore, He represents the leadership qualities the world needs through agriculture to meet the challenges of a growing population. Besides his involvement in agricultural organizations, Zach has also been involved with Senior Class Council, the Cultural Ambassador Program, and multiple study abroad programs. Zach was appointed to serve on the Iowa Board of Regents in June 2019 as the sole student in that position. In this role, Zach influences policies related to student life, free speech, campus security, financial aid, and more. Academically, Zach has made the Dean's List several semesters and is a member of the Order of Omega Honor Society, the Alpha Zeta Honor Fraternity, and the Gamma Sigma Delta Honor Fraternity. Congratulations, Zach, on your outstanding contributions to Iowa State University. While working on completing 3 majors, Benia Razazadeh Shirazi has insisted on personal excellence. Benia kept his membership in the University Honors Program and placed in the top 2% of students in both the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences and the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. His dedication and research involvement earned him the 2020 Goldwater Scholar Award and an invitation to the Duke Medical School Amgen Research Program. While Benia has prioritized his education at Iowa State, he also sat on the ISU Student Government Diversity and Inclusion Committee, as well as the Health and Wellness Committee. Benia served as a community advisor in Friday Hall for the past 2 years. Says his nominator, Benia is a superstar that we want representing ISU into the future. Congratulations, Benia, for your outstanding achievements. Cameron Vanoy's career path started with her undergraduate research, working on a team to develop a biosensor to detect acute kidney injury. Her research has earned her the Dean's High Impact Award from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Cameron is active within Be the Match on campus, a group dedicated to finding potential bone marrow and blood stem cell donors to register with the Iowa Bone Marrow Registry. Additionally, Cameron has worked as the founder and co-chair for the first pre-health conference at Iowa State. While completing a double major in chemistry and genetics, Cameron has been selected for the Dean's List for several semesters and is a member of the Order of Omega Fraternal Honor Society. Congratulations, Cameron, on your outstanding contributions to Iowa State University. Riley Wilgenbush exemplifies what being a cyclone means, says his nominator. He is a strong student with a commitment to volunteerism and making a difference. Riley has been instrumental in ISU Dance Marathon during his college career. Within his various roles, he organized the big event, a 16-hour celebration, and led the program to raise over $1.3 million for the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital. As a public health intern for the Iowa State University Uganda program, he helped improve sanitation and hygiene facilities, conducted public health surveys, and shadowed doctors in the rural village of the Kamali district. Riley also traveled to Rome through the Iowa State University Dean's Global Agriculture and Food Leadership Program and conducted research with the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Congratulations, Riley, on the impact you have made on Iowa State University. Congratulations to you all. Each of you has achieved so much in the short time you have been here at Iowa State University, and it's no secret why you were chosen to receive this award. I'm going to go off script for just a second. What's beautiful about this award is students at Iowa State really don't even know it exists. They're just going about their daily work, doing what they came here to do and learning what's available. You guys met the criteria simply by being who you are and having a purpose and living out that purpose. So thanks for making the best of your Iowa State adventure. I'm confident you will continue to make an impact on Iowa State University and the world during your alumni adventure. I am now happy to be joined by some of our current recipients for just a brief conversation. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Good to see all of you.
Hello.
And I enjoyed reading your bios. I know it's very humbling to see yourself on screen and have a stranger reading about you, but I hope you know that we're very, very proud of you and want to congratulate you. Before we get into our conversation, let me share a little bit about the ISU ring that you all received as part of this recognition. What you might not know is that the traditions that are behind this ring and how you are actually supposed to wear it. When you are still a student, for which most of you are, the Iowa State University should face you. This is a reminder of the goals that you have yet to achieve. Notice that the campanile is pointing out towards your future. So for those of you who are wearing your ring, is that how you have it on right now? Once you officially graduate, for which I have, and I'm wearing my ring, it's not a Wallace E. Barron, it's the same ring. I had to buy it myself, but I was actually gifted this from my incredible staff. Once you officially graduate, which some of you have already graduated, you put your ring on with Iowa State University facing outward and the campanile pointing towards you. This signifies that the goal of becoming an Iowa State alum has been reached and should serve as a constant reminder that even though you may have physically transitioned from Iowa State, you will always be a part of Iowa State University. So now I have a few questions for all of you. And I'm going to start with you, Ritika. Can you share a bit about what your experience at Iowa State has been like and anything that stands out to you as you look back at your time here as a student?
Of course, first of all, thank you so much for hosting us, and thank you so much for presenting the award. It truly is an honor. It means a lot to me, and I'm sure to all of the other recipients here today. But before I really talk about my journey at Iowa State, I think my adventure really started way before I even landed in Ames. When I got my acceptance from Iowa State, I was in India, which is miles and miles away from here. I'd never seen the campus. I'd never met anyone from Iowa State. But the first person that I saw representing Iowa State in my acceptance video was you. So it truly is an honor to be sitting here today and speaking with you. I feel like my adventure now is finally complete. But looking back at the last 4 years, I feel like each year I learned something new and something different, and that has really shaped me into the person I am today. But one thing that really stands out to me is my switch from pre-architecture to advertising. Had I not made that leap of faith, I would have not found my passion, and nor would have I met my professor, Jay Noel, who really mentored me, guided me, and really tapped into my potential. And I really owe this award to him. It's because of all the experiences I had since then that I'm able to be here and talk about my experiences. So I think if anyone ever asks me about Iowa State, that time will always stand out to me because it really changed my professional life upside down, and I've never looked back ever since.
Really good. You have to just take a break here. In India, how did you learn about Iowa State?
That's a really good question. So I initially was applying for architecture programs, and Iowa State has one of the best architecture programs. So that was one of the reasons. And secondly, I come from a metropolitan city in India. So when I saw the campus on Google Images, I fell in love with the campus. So that's what made me choose Iowa State.
Well, we're glad you did. And again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Cameron, what was your reaction when you found out you were selected to receive this award?
Yeah, so I was, excited, surprised, very honored. And then as I kind of sat on it for a little bit, people started emailing me like, "Hey, congratulations," sort of thing. It really set in about just what a big deal it was. One of the people who's been a really big influence in my life, really great mentor, His name is Ben, and he actually received this award 2 years ago. So he reached out and was like, "Oh my goodness, this is way beyond anything I expected," because, I look up to Ben. Ben's one of the people that helped me become who I am today, and to meet the same standards that he did really means the world to me.
Well, 1 of 7, very impressive. And like I said, most of you, or many of you, didn't know this existed. So this is way cool. Binya, when you reflect on your journey to this point, are there any people or mentors that help you reach your goals that you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I would like to thank Dr. James Lang. First of all, I got paired into his research lab my freshman year, actually, and he was extremely dedicated. He took me from the process of beginning research and going through all the little tiny things to the end and the publication. The second person I really want to thank is Dr. Mark Hargrove. He's an extremely really very good mentor. He's very passionate. He helped me with the Goldwater and also Wallace E. Barron, and I just owe him a lot. And the third person is Laura Good. She was with me through some tough times through college. We all have tough times, and she was one of the people that was up there and supported me throughout the whole journey. And last, I would like to thank Dr. Kirby Kent, his passion for
Well, thank you so much there, Binya, and congratulations. Jordan, you were described as a servant leader by one of your nominators. How and when did this spirit of service become so important to you?
Yeah, it all started my freshman year here at Iowa State. I went on my first service break trip to Lawton, Oklahoma, and we did a complete roof repair and re-shingling of a lady's home with 2 children. Just seeing our time impact her life and her children's life by not having to put plastic down on the beds every time it rained there really impacted the way I looked at service as well as leadership throughout my time here at Iowa State.
Well, look, I've always said, if you can learn one thing, and that is service to others, your education will serve you well. Thanks for exemplifying that so early. Zach, you had a unique experience serving as a student representative on the Iowa Board of Regents. Can you share a few thoughts on that experience and how you think it will serve you in your future?
Yeah, of course. Well, I would agree with you completely that it's been a very unique experience being that sole student to represent not only Iowa State, but UNI in Iowa. But the experience really has been quite life-changing. I say that because I've gotten to interact with a lot of great people at all the universities and amongst the regents, and I've gotten to be a part of a lot of great conversations regarding our university operations and their futures. When I started my journey in Iowa State, I never would have really imagined I'd been such on an impactful governing board, but probably on it also during its history's biggest challenge, and that being the pandemic this past year. But personally, we had a lot of difficult conversations and a decision to be a part of. But I think our universities have done remarkably well, though, in response and navigating through these times. And I think for me, that showed in my future. It kind of reiterates the point that you learn the most when you have to face adversity. I mean, you become more knowledgeable as a person with new perspectives and new lessons learned. And I think that leaves you overall better off in life. So I think looking ahead, I'll always remember that and not to be worried about what life faces, because it's just another great opportunity to grow as a person.
Well, I'm going to seek you out for a conversation one day just to let you tell me some of the under the tent perspective and the opportunity that you've had to interact with President Winterstein one-on-one. There's probably some stories there.
You'll have to.
Riley, you graduated this past November, and I also need to thank you for being a life member of the Alumni Association. And so to the other Wallace E. Barron recipients, hint, hint. Riley, why don't you share what you have been up to since graduation?
Of course, it would be a pleasure. Well, of course, joining the Alumni Association was a no-brainer. Iowa State has been home for me since birth. I come from really close by, so I look forward to being an active part of the alumni community forever. But since graduating, I've had kind of an unusual mixed bag of things that I've been up to. It's almost as if I've been a student still, but without the stressful parts of classes. As you mentioned earlier, I'm actively involved with Dance Marathon here at Iowa State, and ordinarily that wraps up in January. But given the challenges with the pandemic this year, we moved it back to April. So I just finished up with my Dance Marathon experience here this past weekend, which was exciting, and I suppose kind of caps off my last student experience here. I've also been applying to graduate schools and working for Iowa Learning Farms and Water Rocks through Iowa State University Extension and Outreach. So kind of an interesting several months, but looking forward to the next adventure at graduate school.
Can you tell us what you're going to be going to graduate school in? Studying?
Yes, I actually just committed to a graduate school to get my Master of Science in Public Health at Johns Hopkins University.
Way to go. Impressive. Congratulations. Well, quickly, before we end today's program, would each of you share what you hope to be doing after graduation? We'll start with you, Ritika.
I feel like that's a question that really puts all of us in the spot. But one thing that I definitely want to do is I want to continue to make a positive impact in the society, whether that's through advertising, whether that's through my foundation, and continue to advocate for diversity in the workplace. And I think one thing that Iowa State has really taught me is to be grounded and humble no matter where I go. So whether I go to a coast, whether I go to a different country, those are some of the values I really hope to carry forward with me. So yeah.
Cameron?
Yeah, so I just accepted a year-long research internship at the University of Iowa Molecular Otolaryngology and Renal Research Laboratory. So that's a mouthful, but essentially I will be researching genetic hearing loss. So I'm very excited to be working under Dr. Richard Smith and exploring a topic very close to my heart. But after that, I hope to go to medical school. So maybe you'll see me back one day.
Well, congratulations, and make sure that you wear black and gold not often.
Of course not.
All righty. Binya.
Yeah, I will be, so 2 days after I'm done with finals, May 11th, I have to transition and go to Durham, North Carolina to begin a research internship in Duke University. And once I'm done over there, after 5 days, I have to go to Maryland to start researching at the NIH to research on HIV vaccine.
You guys are impressive. I need to start my life over. Let's go to you, Jordan.
Yeah, I will be working full-time with Turner Construction in Altoona, Iowa. So I'm looking forward to staying connected with Iowa State, being so close.
Wonderful. We've got some great people with Turner. So look us up. We'll give you some names. Zach.
Yeah, I'll be moving to South Dakota, Sioux Falls specifically, to be a district sales crop protection rep with Syngenta. Hopefully be out there for my training program for a year and then be relocated somewhere else. So we'll see. And then in the meantime, probably be looking to grad programs. So.
All right. And Riley, you shared with us your plans. And so is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Not a whole lot. We'll see what's in store after a couple years of graduate school, but hopefully working in international health security research so we can prevent the next COVID-19 pandemic before it starts, right?
Well, we're counting on you. Thank you. So you all have a lot of exciting things awaiting you. So let me again say congratulations. And I know some of you are members of the Future Alumni Network, and so we appreciate that you've been a part of that as a student. And again, I get to do my job here. I do personally invite each of you to become members of the association. And the good thing is I will know where most of you are and may show up if you don't join and have you take me to dinner. So one way or another, you need to be ready to be engaged with me and with Iowa State. This does conclude our recognition ceremony. I want to take this time to thank you again for being here to support this wonderful group of awardees. And as we close today's program, we'll be sharing some words of encouragement on the screen from nominators, family members, friends, and former Wallace E. Barron recipients that they have created for this year's class of honorees. Enjoy these sentiments and the rest of your afternoon. Again, congratulations. Go State, go Cyclones. Bye now.